If you're over 50 and you're starting your mornings the old way, chances are you're unknowingly speeding up the very decline you're hoping to avoid. It's one of the biggest mistakes I see among people our age, and by the time most realize it, the regret is too late. Missing out on a few simple actions in the first hour of your day could be the hidden reason behind low energy, stiff joints, and the creeping sense that life is slipping away faster than it should. Imagine waking up each morning groaning as you sit on the edge of the bed, knees aching, feeling older than your years. Or maybe you brush off the blurry thoughts and nagging pains as normal aging, quietly worried what you'll have to give up next. Driving to see friends, walking in the park, traveling to that destination you always dreamed about. But what if the real threat wasn't just passing time, but how you greet each new day? We tend to think our bodies are simply destined to fall apart after a certain age, but the latest research tells a very different story. What you do or don't do in your very first morning moments can set the rate at which you age. Most people have no idea, and even fewer are taking advantage of these lost years. Do you ever wonder what a single morning could do for your next decade? Have you asked yourself how those habits could mean the difference between a future of independence and one filled with decline? Today, I will walk you through 8 morning habits you've likely been skipping, and how adding them could literally buy you years of active, joyful life. This video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. So let's get right to it. The truth is, the way we start our mornings after 50 shapes, more than our mood, it reshapes our biology. Your hormones, blood flow, brain chemistry, and immune system all hit the reset button as you rise. Each choice you make then either supports renewal or pushes you further into decline. It's not about chasing youth for appearance's sake. This is about maintaining your independence, your clarity, your ability to move, react, and enjoy life on your terms for as long as possible. I have seen the difference these habits make, not just in clinical studies, but in real people like Henry, who, at 72, arrived at my office feeling foggy, drained, and convinced he was just getting old. We didn't chase prescriptions or fancy treatments. We rebuilt his mornings, minute by minute. Just weeks later, he was sharper, more energetic, and genuinely enjoying life in ways he hadn't in years. The secret wasn't a pill, it was morning habits, and anyone can start them today. Let's dive into each step, starting with the one almost nobody gets right. The first habit is to rinse your mouth with warm water before you brush your teeth. It sounds almost too simple to matter, but this single minute of care can make a measurable difference in your body's aging process. Here's why. Overnight, your mouth dries out and harmful bacteria multiply, making your gums and enamel especially vulnerable. Brushing right away, when your mouth is parched, can lead to tiny tears in gum tissue and slowly wear down your enamel, particularly as we age and our enamel thins naturally. I think of Evelyn, 96, a proud grandmother who came in embarrassed by her morning breath and increasingly tender gums. She believed stronger toothpaste and harder brushing would help, but it only worsened things. When she switched to rinsing her mouth with warm water before brushing, her sensitivity and bleeding faded, her breath improved, and her dentist remarked on her healthier gums. It was a simple change, yet it restored her confidence and even her willingness to greet her grandkids with a big morning hug. There's real science behind this. Studies have observed that proper oral hydration lowers inflammation in the mouth, and since oral inflammation can contribute to heart disease and cognitive decline, this is more than just about fresh breath. Warm water loosens sticky bacterial film, rehydrates tissues, and primes your mouth for gentle, effective cleaning. In fact, the American Heart Association has drawn a line between poor oral care and higher cardiovascular risk. Such a small act, just a minute in the morning, can guard against larger issues down the line, all while setting your body up for a healthier day ahead. The next step might surprise you, but it's a practice that generations before us took for granted. The second habit is to stand barefoot on natural ground for a few minutes, known as earthing. In our modern lives, we walk in shoes on pavement, never letting our bodies connect to the Earth's subtle electrical charge. But findings in journals like the Journal of Inflammation Research report that physically grounding yourself simply by standing barefoot on grass, dirt, or even sand can actually reduce inflammation in your body. I remember Peter, 70, who dreaded getting out of bed because his joints felt stiff, swollen, and uncooperative each morning. Nothing helped until his daughter encouraged him to try stepping outside barefoot as soon as he woke up. Within weeks, he shared that not only did his stiffness ease, but his mood improved and he even slept better at night. The explanation is rooted in the Earth's negative ions, which interact with our body's natural electrical state, neutralizing harmful free radicals that drive inflammation. Clinical research has shown that grounding can lower blood viscosity, a fancy way of saying it makes blood flow more smoothly, which is key in preventing heart attacks and strokes. Plus, it's free and easy. A small investment of 10 or 15 minutes can yield outsized returns in comfort, energy, and even resilience against daily stress. For those over 50, morning earthing can truly set the tone for better circulation and less pain all day. Now, before that first cup of coffee tempts you, reconsider what your body needs most after a long night's rest. The third habit is drinking a glass of warm lemon water as soon as you wake up. Hydration is more important with every passing year, and overnight your body loses water, leaving you dehydrated and sluggish. A warm glass of lemon water does more than just relieve thirst. It gently awakens your digestion, delivers vitamin C to support immune health, and flushes out toxins that can build up with age. Take Maria, who at 71 relied on a pot of coffee every morning just to get moving. It left her with jitters, bloating, and a crash by mid-afternoon. Yet when she swapped in warm lemon water for her first drink of the day, her bloating eased, her skin brightened, and her energy stayed consistent right into the afternoon. Research has shown that seniors who start their day with hydration, especially drinks rich in vitamin C like lemon water, report less inflammation, steadier energy, and even improved memory scores. Lemon also supports collagen, the building block for joints and blood vessels, which become more delicate as we age. Sipping warm lemon water before any caffeine gently cues your body that it's time to repair and renew after a night's sleep. The coffee can still come later, but by making hydration your priority, you're making an investment in everything from your kidneys to your brain. Once you've fueled your cells, it's time to get your blood flowing in all the right places, especially to your brain. The fourth habit is to practice gentle neck and shoulder rolls. After 50, any tension from sleep or stress tends to settle in these areas, quietly restricting circulation and making you feel off balance or fuzzy-headed. George, at 68, came to me fretting about forgetfulness and persistent dizziness. He was convinced it was just another sign of aging. But what we uncovered was deep-seated tension in his neck and shoulders, cutting off blood flow to his brain. When he added a simple morning sequence of neck and shoulder rolls, slow, gentle motions for only 2 minutes, his clarity and sense of balance returned. He described it as like someone opened a window in my head. According to research published in the Journal of Physical Therapy Science, a morning routine for neck mobility can improve blood flow to the brain, reduce the risk of falls, and relieve headaches. The movements are simple, just slow rolls to the side, forward, and back. By easing that tension, you offer your brain a natural boost, setting up the rest of your day with clear thinking, better posture, and less pain. For anyone spending hours at a desk or in a chair, these few minutes can translate into comfort and safety all day. And what about your inner clock, the one that controls not just your sleep, but your energy, focus, and overall well-being? Habit number 5 is exposing yourself to morning sunlight for at least 10 minutes. As we age, our circadian rhythm, the internal 24-hour timer, gets thrown off by retirement, irregular routines, or just years of bad habits. That leaves many of us staring at the ceiling at night, wide awake, then dragging through the day in a mental fog. Irene, 70, tries, felt exactly that. She hadn't had a full night's sleep in years, and every morning felt like a battle. We didn't reach for medication. She simply made it her ritual to stand in her backyard as the sun rose each day. The result? She started feeling sleepy at bedtime, Her nights became restful, and her mood lifted in a way no pill had managed. What's happening is powerful but often overlooked. Early morning sunlight triggers production of serotonin for mental clarity and resets melatonin, so we actually feel sleepy at night. It's the most natural way to tell your body, wake up. It's time for a new day. Light therapy has even been used to reduce depression in older adults by more than 50% in some studies. Morning sun also activates vitamin D production, supporting both your bones and immune system. Just 10 minutes a day can keep your sleep, mood, and metabolism in sync, giving you the resilience to enjoy your golden years. But mornings aren't only about the physical reset. They offer a unique chance to shape your mindset. 2. Habit number 6 is to spend 5 minutes journaling what you're grateful for. Gratitude journaling might seem almost too easy, but writing a handful of things, big or small, each morning can flip how you perceive and handle life's inevitable stresses. Harold, 76, spent much of his energy worrying about health and finances. His stress seemed to steal every ounce of joy from his days. I encouraged him to jot down 3 things he was grateful for each morning, simple things, like a phone call from his daughter, the warmth of his coffee, or a favorite song on the radio. 2 months later, he wasn't just less anxious. His blood pressure dropped, his sleep improved, and he found himself looking forward to each new day. Gratitude practices have been shown in academic studies to lower markers of inflammation and reduce blood pressure in older adults. Focusing on positive memories and experiences can rewire parts of your brain associated with stress, and the simple act of writing by hand may even help preserve memory. By starting each day with gratitude, you're not just boosting your mood, you're cultivating resilience, a buffer that helps you weather anything that comes your way. From your mindset, we refocus on your foundation, your feet. The 7th habit is massaging your feet for 2 minutes every morning. Feet are packed with nerve endings, and years of walking, narrow shoes, or medical issues can leave them stiff and sore. Many seniors quietly accept cold feet, swelling, or even loss of confidence in walking as an unavoidable part of aging. Dorothy, age 70, described her feet as blocks of stone each morning, reluctant to even head to the kitchen. When she finally tried massaging her feet each day, working her arches and stretching her toes, while still in bed, she found her steps lighter, her balance steadier, and her anxiety about falling eased. Research shows that foot massage not only promotes circulation, but sends calming signals throughout your nervous system, lowering blood pressure and anxiety. In one clinical nursing study, seniors who received daily foot massage reported less pain and better moods. Investing just a couple of minutes can ease swelling, warm your toes, and set you up for confident, independent movement all day long. Finally, perhaps the most powerful and overlooked habit comes from exercising your mind. The 8th morning habit is reading or reciting aloud for 5 minutes. Speaking words aloud instead of just reading silently activates a network across your brain language, memory, hearing, and movement, giving you a full brain workout. This can be particularly important as we age, when language recall and memory can sometimes slip. Samuel, 70, quietly worried he was drifting into memory loss, forgetting names and losing his train of thought. Instead of simply reading alone, I encouraged him to read poetry and prayer passages out loud each morning. Within weeks, his recall improved, his voice gained confidence, and he was engaging in deeper, livelier conversations with family. Studies in journals like Frontiers in Psychology have shown that reading aloud can boost short-term memory by up to 15% in older adults, helping slow cognitive decline. The act of voicing words each day strengthens not only your memory, but your confidence and clarity when connecting with others. Whether you read scripture, poems, news, or even your gratitude list, speaking aloud can help keep your mind sharp and your spirit bright. To pull all these habits together, I want you to imagine your morning as a treasure chest, a set of golden opportunities to choose how you will move, think, and feel each day. The science is clear. Those who invest just a few intentional minutes each morning end up with more energy, less pain, sharper minds, and, most importantly, more years spent living, not just surviving. The clock doesn't have to run you down. Your habits can help you climb back. Which habit will you try tomorrow morning? I would love to hear your answer, because your story may be what encourages someone else to finally take action. If you found this video helpful or even surprising, please subscribe and share it with someone you care about. We're dedicated to helping you thrive through your 50s, 60, 70, and beyond, one healthy morning at a time. Thank you for watching. And remember, your best years can still be ahead of you, starting with tomorrow's sunrise.